Good morning, and thank you all very much for being available for this special called meeting and our committee chairs meeting that will follow. Before we begin, obviously, there is no doubt that since we last convened, our state and our nation has been through an incredibly difficult time. And I'd like first to call on Chancellor Tidings to offer a special message to us this morning before we turn to our official business. Chancellor?
Thank you, Regent Reynolds. As you've stated, our state and our nation have been through exceptionally difficult times right now. For Tennessee, we saw two very destructive, dangerous storms come through 2 times in as many months, in both March and in May. And then the pandemic has presented another set of challenges, which I'm going to detail later for you in the committee's morning report. But I also wanted to acknowledge the lives of those we've lost across the state from COVID-19 and extend our sympathy to those families. I also want to applaud our healthcare heroes who have served across Tennessee, many of whom are our graduates and our students that have stepped up in unimaginable ways. And now we grieve as a nation for the latest tragic occurrences of injustice. On behalf of the Tennessee Board of Regents, we extend our heartfelt sympathy to the families of those that have lost to these injustices that sadly plague our nation. We understand that this is a time of deep emotion, and each day across our 40 colleges and the college system of Tennessee, we strive to create campus cultures that welcome everyone and treat all individuals with respect and great dignity. Higher education is our opportunity to build a culture of even greater understanding. And we take that mission very seriously. Our engagement in the National Network of Achieving the Dream is an example of our commitment to provide access and equity to all of our students. At this time, I'm going to ask each of you to please join me in a moment of silence for the suffering and the tragedy in our nation as we mourn together and try to begin a healing process across this great state, this great country. Everybody would please bow their heads in a moment of silence.
Amen. Thank you, Chancellor. Thank you all. Those were very touching and appropriate words. Thank you very much. Let us begin this morning by reiterating the purpose of the special called meeting. We are receiving the Chancellor's recommendation, and we will act on the recommendation for both our next president at Jackson State Community College and also the new general counsel for our Tennessee Board of Regents. We may have news media on the line this morning. We have other interested parties from across our system joining us as well. Chancellor, before I turn back to you, we need to do a couple of things. First, I'd like to call on Michael and Sanja for any important updates to us about this new technology we're using, or new to us technology, I should say. In addition, just reminding everyone to mute our phones. Michael, anything we need to know? And thanks for all you've done to get us prepared.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Good morning, everyone. For those of you who have dialed into the conference line of the meeting, *6 on your telephone is how you will mute and unmute yourselves. Those of you who have joined the meeting via Microsoft Teams, you'll see on your action bar down there at the bottom, you have the mute button that looks like a microphone. Also, we have the chat feature there on that action bar. It looks like a small chat bubble, and it'll say show conversation when you hover over it. And that is all I currently have for you.
Very good. Sanja, unless you have any further updates for us, let's make it official and call the roll, please.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. Governor Lee. Regent Maxwell.
Here.
Regent Burdine.
Here.
Regent Dollar,
Here.
Regent Duckett,
Here.
Regent Gill, Regent Goldsmith,
Here.
Regent Green,
Here.
Regent Hatch,
Here.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Here.
Regent Kraus, Regent Pepper,
Here.
Regent Prescott,
Here.
Vice Chair Reynolds,
Here.
Commissioner Schwinn, Regent Shockey,
Here.
Regent Varlin,
Here.
Regent Womp,
Here.
Regent White.
Here.
Madam Chair, you have a quorum.
Thank you very much. Thank you all. Chancellor, you are up next. We are looking forward to receiving your recommendation for the next president at Jackson State Community College.
And I'm excited to give you this recommendation. I want to thank the members of the search committee for their time, their effort, commitment during this process. The committee was comprised of 17 individuals, including our Board of Regents, community leaders from around the region, and Jackson State faculty, students, staff, and administration. The board members who served on this committee was Regent Barbara Prescott, who was chair of the search committee, Regent Greg Duckett, Regent Robert Pepper, and Vice Chair Emily Reynolds. I also want to quickly thank our search firm, Greenwood Asher, for the work and the diligence that they put into making this a very successful search. We enjoy working with Betty and with Alex and appreciate all that they do to get us to this point today. Jackson State contributes greatly to the economic and welfare in their community. I know that the person being recommended today will continue the progress that has been made and will strive to keep the momentum going for student success at this time. After careful review and consideration, Madam Chair, I am pleased to recommend to you Dr. George Pimentel as the next president of Jackson State Community College. Dr. Pimentel is currently the Vice President of Academic Affairs at Volunteer State Community College in Gallatin, a position he has held since 2014. He began his higher education career as a coordinator of continuing education from 1994 to 1997, and then became assistant to the Dean of the College of Liberal Arts from 1997 to 2001 at Middle Tennessee State University. Also, while at MTSU, he served as an adjunct professor from 1996 to 2001. In 2005 to 2009, he was chair of the Department of History, Economics, Geography, and Political Science at Volunteer State Community College. In 2011 to 14, he was the director of the Honors Program. He holds a Doctorate of Arts in History, an Educational Specialist degree, and a Master's and Bachelor of Arts in History, all from Middle Tennessee State University. And while there was an excellent pool of candidates from all across the country brought forward by this nationwide search, I feel that Dr. Pimentel is absolutely the best choice going forward for Jackson State Community College and the success of their students. When adopted, Dr. Pimentel will begin to serve on July 1st with standard presidential allowances and state of Tennessee employee benefits.
You're muted.
Emily, you're muted.
You were so right. Thank you, Chancellor, for that excellent recommendation. And again, we did have an outstanding search committee led by the distinguished Regent Barbara Prescott. And Dr. Prescott, I'd like to call on you for your comments at this time.
Thank you, Madam Vice Chair. Well, as Chancellor Titans mentioned, Dr. Pimentel was one of 3 finalists chosen by the Presidential Search Advisory Committee from 82 applicants. This really was an extraordinary applicant pool, and I think it's important to note for all of us that the TBR system is known, it's respected, and it is considered one of the best professional opportunities in the country, and I think that's why we get this both quantity and quality of applicant for our positions. I too want to commend the search committee. All of you that have served on search committees know that this takes a lot of time. Reading through 82 applicants is a huge ordeal. We do thank our search committee for helping us some with that. But this committee was dedicated, they were thoughtful, and determined to select an individual who would continue to lead, as Dr. Tidings said, and maintain the momentum of our own Dr. Alana Hamilton. The committee first met on November 15th, 2019, when we got organized, trying to understand all the timeline and so forth. And then on February the 4th, the committee met to consider and select candidates for round 1 interviews. 10 candidates were interviewed on February 13th and 14th. As a result of those interviews, 5 candidates were brought forward for reference checking. The committee met again on February 25th to discuss and review the feedback from this reference checkings on these candidates in order to select who would move forward. At the end of the review, the committee recommended 4 finalists to move forward, with 1 finalist who dropped out before the interviews took place. Campus interviews originally were scheduled for March 16th and through 18th, and as we all know, the pandemic came about, and because of this COVID-19 pandemic, virtual campus interviews were conducted on May 11th through 13th, which is a new first for us, of many new firsts. I will say the college responded so well to that, and the candidates did. They were so flexible in making that change. Madam Chair, it was my sincere pleasure and honor to serve on this committee, and I do support Chancellor Tidings' recommendation, and want to add that it's always particularly gratifying when a leader from our own system truly emerges as the best candidate among an outstanding set of finalists. Dr. Pimentel clearly did that, and therefore I make a motion to hire Dr. George Pimentel as the next president of Jackson State Community College.
Thank you very much. Well said, as always, and thanks again for your leadership. There's no question, but there's a huge depth of caring in the Jackson area and beyond about the college, and that means a great deal to all of us. We have a motion. May we have a second to ratify the choice of Dr. Pimentel for the presidency at Jackson State?
Second.
Thank you, Regent Shockey. Regent Duckett, Regent Pepper, this is discussion time. If you have any comments you care to add, or from anyone else for that matter. But I'll turn to our 2 regents who served on the search committee.
Hey, this is Robert Pepper. I just wanted to reiterate what Regent Prescott said in saying that there was a large pool of highly qualified candidates who were all really interested in this position. And I think the selection that's been made is the right choice. But I also just wanted to point out that I feel like the pool that we had to choose from really reflects well on how desirable working for that particular school and the system in general is. It really attracted a lot of really impressive candidates, and I think that the school is going to do well with the selection that's been made. Thanks.
Oh, thank you. Well said, as always, Regent Pepper. Regent Duckett?
I just want to echo the comments that both Regent Prescott and Regent Pepper made. I'm proud of the choice that has been made, and equally proud of the work and efforts that those around the institution have exhibited, and I think this is an excellent selection to continue the momentum and moving the college forward.
Thank you, sir. Thank you. Any comments from other regents? If not, we do have a motion and a second. With that, I'll call on Sandra once again for a roll call vote. We do need a roll call today on these, since we are technically meeting telephonically and not traditionally in person. So Sandra, if you would, please.
Thank you. Regent Apple?
Aye.
Regent Burdine?
Aye.
Regent Dollar,
Aye.
Regent Duckett,
Aye.
Regent Gill, Regent Green,
Aye.
Regent Hatch,
Aye.
Commissioner Hatcher,
Aye.
Regent Pepper,
Aye.
Regent Prescott,
Aye.
Vice Chair Reynolds,
Aye.
Regent Shockey,
Aye.
Regent Varlin,
Aye.
Regent Wonk,
Aye.
Regent White.
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Thank you very much. Dr. Pimentel, now President Pimentel, where are you? Welcome, and we're looking forward to continuing our work with you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Thank you, everyone. I never imagined that I would become a college president when I started my career 25 years ago. And I'm honored and I'm grateful to the chancellor and the board for trusting me with this important opportunity. I'm looking forward to working with Jackson State, faculty and staff, as we continue to help our students overcome barriers to education and to unlock their potential. This is an unprecedented time. And students now more than ever need the opportunities that community colleges offer through workforce development, collaborative partnerships, and educational opportunities. Together, I believe that we can make a real difference in people's lives. And I'm excited to engage with the Jackson State community and business leaders as we work together to make that happen. I would like to also thank Dr. Jerry Faulkner and the Vol State faculty and staff for their support over the years and their unwavering commitment to student success. Vol State was my home for 20 years, and they will always have a special place in my heart. But once again, I am very excited to be the next president of Jackson State, and I cannot wait to start working, probably by video conferencing right away, but I can't wait to get to campus. Thank you, everyone.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. We are here for you. And if Dr. Faulkner is on the line, thank you again. We have once again taken someone that you have worked with at your school and have provided opportunities to and have grown yet another tremendous candidate who now takes on the presidency of one of our colleges. So we thank you for your leadership at Volunteer State and beyond. Welcome, George, and we look forward to the days and weeks ahead. Thank you again. Chancellor, it is back to you for your recommendation on the role of General Counsel.
Yes, thank you. I'd also, again, want to thank the members of the committee for our legal search. Double duty serving several of our board members. As our chair of this committee, it was Regent Greg Duckett, whom you heard just served on the presidential search, former Regent Tom Griscom, Vice Chair Emily Reynolds, who also served on the presidential search, and then Vice Chancellor Danny Gibbs. The general counsel position was held by Mary Moody, who you all know retired from the system October the 1st, 2019. A search was opened immediately, and thankfully, Chris Modisher, who had served as general counsel from 1995 to 2012, was asked to serve as our interim general counsel, and she agreed to do so, not knowing it was going to be months and months before she was unable to leave that position. Christine, we could not have done what we were able to do without you. We are most grateful to you for picking up the reins. I will tell you that when COVID-19 hit and we had to delay the search a little bit, Chris was calling me regularly saying, now you're not stopping the search, right? But you have been incredible, and so we are most grateful to you for that. I also want to thank the search firm of Latitude Legal for the work that they did in providing us, again, a great pool of candidates to consider for this position. After careful review and consideration, Madam Chair, I am pleased at this time to recommend to you Mr. Brian Lapps, Jr. as the next General Counsel of the Tennessee Board of Regents. Mr. Lapps is currently the Division Counsel for Employment and Title IX at Vanderbilt University Medical Center, a position he has held since August of 2018. Prior to this, he was the Deputy General Counsel with the University of Tennessee from 2009 to 2018. And before his tenure with UT, he was with Waller, Lanston, Dortch, and Davis from 1993 to 2009. He became partner of the law firm and served in the Labor and Employment Group from 2001 to 2009. And prior to this, he was an associate in the Litigation Group and Labor and Employment Group of Waller and Lanston from 1993 to 2000. He holds a doctorate of jurisprudence from the Vanderbilt University School of Law and a Bachelor of Arts, magna cum laude, in history from the University of Notre Dame. On behalf of the search committee, I would like to recommend at this time Mr. Lapps as the next General Counsel of the Tennessee Board of Regents.
Very good, Chancellor. Thank you for your recommendation. Regent Duckett, thank you for serving as chair of our committee. I'm going to call on you for your comments, please.
Thank you, and let me start with my sincere thanks to Christine Modisher for stepping in to help us out, even though, as the Chancellor alluded to, she didn't realize how long she would end up being in that position, but I extend sincere thanks to her for coming back and helping us out. Regarding the search, the executive search firm was hired to assist us on January 27th of 2020. On February 7th, the search committee met with Latitude to discuss the position. The search firm actively solicited, identified, reviewed, and evaluated applicants for the position. Ultimately, 7 proposed finalists were presented to the search committee on April 3rd. The search committee chose 4 outstanding individuals for further evaluation and background checks. On May 19th, the search committee conducted interviews with the 4 finalists. Mr. Lapps was one of the 4 finalists chosen from 44 applicants across the country. Madam Chair, I concur with Chancellor Tiden's recommendation and make the motion to hire Mr. Lapps as the next General Counsel for the Tennessee Board of Regents.
Thank you, Regent Duckett, and again, thanks for your leadership in this search. We have a motion. May we have a second to affirm the Chancellor's recommendation of Mr. Lapps?
A second.
Thank you very much. Who was that? Was that Dana?
Yolanda.
Yolanda, thank you very much. Sorry, I didn't recognize your voice right offhand. We have a motion and a second. Any further comments? And I will add just one quick one, having served on the search committee. First, with our thanks to Regent Griscom for coming back and helping us out. He was happy to do so, and it was great to have his input as always. But second, as Regent Duckett said, this was a very comprehensive search. We had a number of excellent candidates, and we have arrived after losing Mary's tremendous talents and now Chris's tremendous talents once again. We have arrived at an excellent choice to take this Board of Regents to the next level in our legal department, and we are very grateful. With that, any further comments from any member of the board? If not, I will call on our secretary once again for the roll call vote, please.
Thank you, Madam Chair. Regent Apple?
Aye.
Regent Burdine?
Aye.
Regent Dollar?
Aye.
Regent Duckett?
Aye.
Regent Gill? I believe Regent Gill has joined the meeting. Regent Green?
Aye.
Regent Hatch?
Aye.
Commissioner Hatcher?
Aye.
Regent Pepper?
Aye.
Regent Prescott?
Aye.
Vice Chair Reynolds?
Aye.
Regent Shockey?
Aye.
Regent Barlin?
Aye.
Regent Wamp?
Aye.
Regent White?
Aye.
Motion carries unanimously.
Excellent. Congratulations to our new General Counsel, Brian Lapps, who has joined us today. Brian, we welcome your comments.
Good morning. Thank you, Vice Chair Reynolds, and thank you to the rest of the board, as well as the Chancellor and the other members of the search committee, including Regent Duckett. I'm honored. This is a challenging and it's, I think, going to be an exciting time for society in general, as well as for the Tennessee Board of Regents in particular. I think higher education is going to be undergoing some changes, but the TBR is as well positioned as any to come out well through those changes and probably better positioned than most. I was watching Dr. Bill Fox. I was watching Dr. Bill Fox last week from the Center for Business and Economic Research talk about the state of the finances to the members of the General Assembly and other state leaders, and he's very bullish on Tennessee's future. I think if we can increase the education level and the workforce development, that will be especially true. So I look forward to working with the Chancellor, the senior staff, the colleges, and the TCATs as we try to make Tennessee better for all Tennesseans. So thank you very much, and I'm eager to begin on July 1.
We will see you then. So thank you very much. Vanderbilt's loss is our gain, and we welcome you back to public higher education in Tennessee. Thank you very much. And I think some of you heard Brian's mother, Judy, join the call as well this morning to listen in. So again, welcome, Mrs. Lapps, and thank you for loaning Brian to us. We're all part of that extended TBR family. Chancellor, do you have any further announcements? And we're not going far, of course, since we will go directly into our committee chairs meeting, but any additional thoughts, Chancellor Tidings?
No, just again, congratulations to both Dr. Pimentel and to Brian Lapps. And we are so thrilled to have both of you coming on board. It's exciting to have these new people, new ideas, and new thoughts coming to the table. So we're most anxious to get going. So thank you for taking the opportunity.
Well put, very well put. And once again, to Michael Boatman and Joel Scott and Carol Tomlinson and Sanja for getting us set up for this portion of our meeting. And again, our very special and heartfelt thanks to Christine Modisher for taking one more turn at bat with the Tennessee Board of Regents. We will be forever grateful. And again, you will always be part of our extended TBR family as well. So I thank everyone for your time. To the members of the board, while we will technically adjourn this meeting, we will obviously go directly into committee chairs. So with that, if there are no objections, I will adjourn this special called meeting of the Tennessee Board of Regents. God bless America, and we'll be right back. Thank you all.